not. White people got some information because they have the best information sourcing networking going on now. So if they have access to certain information that we don't, that will come out later, is it about us saying, okay, if they got it, do we have to prove that it's right, or is it disinformation? Well, I've done the investigation to see if it was disinformation, and I took all parameters within that context and gave it to the people and said, hey, I'm not saying this is it, but I'm saying this is what is out there. So you do your own investigation. And what happened was they lost completely the whole context of how it is that the Jew took over the whole political system, basically. His uncle took over the whole political system and changed everything completely. Now, that is the real deal there, the fact to overthrow the political system of the United States of America, and how sweetly it was done, and who was part of that. And most people are not even picking up on that situation. But again, like I said, I put it out there. I take back the flack and then all the nonsense. When I said he was a homosexual or a bisexual, everybody, Obama was a homosexual, and he was into homosexuality long before that. Back in 2005, everybody went up into arms. Oh, that's our president. I said, listen, you know something? I'm just going to put it out there and let you catch up to it. Because right now, where I am, I'm getting ready to drop some serious, fun information at the upcoming UFO conference. And I know they're going to be naysayers and detractors after that one is done. But am I really caring? No. Because guess what? Brothers and sisters who attend my university and they take my metaphysical psychology course and my classical naturopathy course, go on the website, read what they have to say about their experience with us.
Do you have a phone number or website or just the information right now that you could give on how to be a part of your school?
Yes, I'm grateful. The school, you can call 800-847-1291, and that's 800-847-1291. And if they want to go up and register for this coming semester, which is starting on the summer solstice, the 21st of June, you can go up to uksnow.org. That's U as in United, K as in King, S as in Science, NOW.org. And right there on the home page, you have your choice. You could click the courses button and read what our courses are about. You can go down to the left and click the Enroll Now button and then sign up, make sure, because I'm only taking about 15 students per semester. Or you can go down below that button and see what students say and read what the people have said when they have come through University of Commission Science.
Yeah, Brother, those people you talked about, I call them the debunkers, people who actually sit around and look for scholars such as yourself, just look for things that you talk about that they're in disagreement with. You and I have both seen, just like on my page, you've got a backlash from certain women, and it's like anytime your name comes up, they just want to start a fight, and it's like, hold on, slow down, wait a minute, Have you studied his work, or do you just picking this one little axe that you want to grind? But in the bigger scheme of things, when we talk about homosexuality and going back to the science and the scientific study of it and why it's so prevalent in our communities right now, you're telling me that I need to throw that out the window just because he said a few things that ruffled you and a few other sisters' feathers? No. And I implore all of it, especially the sisters that are listening, stop listening to these sisters who, when his name comes up, you automatically jump on the bandwagon because, with them, they've developed this reputation. We need to really be studying, especially the scientific aspect of what you teach about homosexuality, the effeminization of the men, and the masculinization of the sisters. We really need to be studying your work in order to figure out what's going on with our sons and daughters. I just want to put that out there because you've seen me kind of have to go at a few sisters just on that alone. So I wanted to ask you, with regard to the recent shootings, we know that, the police and the vigilantes and whatnot have been killing our people. It really never stopped. It's been kind of hidden. But I wanted to ask you, just as far as the trials and showing these trials and glamorizing the shootings in the media, can you speak to that? And if there is a specific intent larger than just, the actual killings that's happening?
Indeed. I want to say that there is a kind of pyramid effect, because the people at the bottom end of the pyramid, they're the ones at the top end of the pyramid fear the most. If we are distracted by fighting one another, then the overall society as they run it and the way they mold it, the way they condition it, the way they indoctrinate it, can run smoothly. You have to remember their chaos, our chaos is their order. So understand that order to them is to seed chaos. And in the seeding of chaos, they get more excuses to create the kind of order they want, and that is by the gun. They have to maintain a presence that is always on a ballistic level, because the population grows exponentially outside of their control. And the population has to be cropped or imprisoned in order to maintain the kind of controlled chaos that keeps them in power. So if we're dealing with the shooting of our young men, the whole thing would change once the young men with the guns were shooting each other, train their guns on the people who are shooting them outside of their circle. When the gangs who have been armed by those from the outside, because we don't have no factory to build any AK-47s and any of these Glocks that you see our children with, these things come from outside into our community purposefully. We can't get schools, but we can get guns. We can't get right food, but we can get weapons. This is not something that's accidental. So when whites start shooting blacks, know that whites are just as clueless as to their roles in this whole situation as we are clueless as to the roles that we're playing. We must play constant victim, because the Jew who actually manipulates us as black people to make us believe that they're on our side needs that first guilt that would come from that other white community, and they need the angst and the anger of the other part of the white community in order to maintain the chaos. Most people are not looking at that black-white hatred as something that comes from slavery